Hi again. Are you ready for more test taking tips? This is Mrs. C, and today we're going to be looking at some language arts examples of questions you might see on an upcoming test. Let's look at our question and our answers together to figure out how we can find the best one. This question is based on understanding author's craft. Remember, the author is who writes a story or writes a book. So in this one, we're looking at a poetry example. It says, read the stanza and answer the question that follows. Remember, a stanza is like a little paragraph in a poem. Let's look at our poem and then let's look at the question. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high o'er vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. So this stanza was taken from a longer poem called I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud, which was written by the author William Wordsworth. Our question we're answering is which is a simile from the poem? We have two answers. A, fluttering and dancing in the breeze, and B, I wandered lonely as a cloud. So to answer this question, we need to know what a simile is. A simile is when you're comparing something to something else. We usually use the terms like or as. So if you know that, this question is going to be very easy. I only see the word as in this answer. Fluttering and dancing in the breeze does not have either of those words. Whereas the answer B says, I wandered lonely as a cloud. So he's talking about himself. Are people clouds? No, definitely not. But he's relating the way he was walking around to being cloud like. So I see that key word as that definitely gives me a big hint that this is a simile. Now remember, when you're not sure what a term like simile means, you'll have to use your very best guess. So when I go and I look at this, I have to remember, what did I learn about similes? Ooh, I think when I did a lesson on similes, my teacher talked about metaphors too. I don't remember the simile, but I remember a metaphor is when you're comparing two things. I bet a simile is similar to a metaphor. Things like that, thinking back to when you may have heard the term, will help you out quite a bit when you're not sure. If you remember you learned about similes at the same time as metaphors, and you do remember what a metaphor is, then you can deduct or guess that a simile is most likely going to be related. So when I see this, I wandered lonely as a cloud. That is making a comparison. And so I'm going to go with that as my best guess. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. See you next time. Goodbye.